Although we have exceeded the eclipse portal, we are still feeling its effects. If new paths have not yet been opened, they will be, so be patient. The reason for this is because things rarely change the specific date of a cosmic event because we are in eternity, no matter what our calendars and clocks say. It is always important to the ceremony on the day of the event, as this aligns our energies with it. Most do not try to change this particular day, but when a person is ready, as decided by the soul. As an example, last night 29th March, I had an ongoing dream in which I released some old behaviors and attitudes that were more limiting, and these were transformed into strength and power. I continued to have a continuation of the dream, until I consciously claimed transformation. I was continually awakened after each dream segment to do this. When finally claimed, the dream was interrupted. If you are experiencing the portal of power, trust that everything is in divine order. The energy that we have received during and after the portal has driven us into the new. Even if we can see that the old world of 3D is going through some tough times, we see dispassionately world events, being in the world but not of it. We hung up in a huge way of the old world, and our focus is more to see the progress we have made and continue to make, because we are operating in an awareness and a higher vibrating reality. If your ticket has been difficult, if you resist or soft when you flow, the result is the same. It is how we choose to see the changes. We can see the world as destroyed, or we can see it turning. Much of how we see the world is an indication of how we see ourselves. When it is love and integrity, it is impossible not to see the world through these eyes and see that everything is happening in divine order. Of course, it is the choice of each being the way it is perceived, as well as the world. We do not know what is coming, and this is why we are told to stay in the moment. For me, when I see predictions of doom and gloom, I realize these forecasts are produced by fear. I choose not to promote fear, but rather love. What happens in the future is not our concern. Blogs or videos producers of fear do nothing more than get us out of the moment and fill us with more fear and the desire to save the earth, which, as we know, is fruitless, because the earth does not need to be saved, because she and we are going through a metamorphosis, and I do not want to interfere in it, as would not want anyone I save my own metamorphosis. When we are at the moment, we can deal with whatever comes our way, with strength, love and wisdom. And from this, we have taken steps in relation to what we are led to do. Whatever a person is oriented to do, comes directly from where your consciousness is. When we are concerned about what might happen in the future, we interrupt the creative flow and become frozen in fear. As consciousness expands, your choices change. What may have chosen to do before the portal is probably very different now. New, there is constant expansion and growth. There are barriers to dissolve and self-imposed rules to release, and this strengthens our perception and our consciousness. Based on this expansion, we make different choices than we would have done before. As your awareness grows, its merger with the soul is strengthened, and from here you get closer, and their choices reflect strengthening, as well as their thoughts and feelings. You become more of who you are, and this is the opportunity that the eclipse portal brings us if we are prepared and willing. From this space to be you, it is easier to surrender to the unknown and to trust that you are not alone, but that is sovereign. You realize you chose to be on Earth, leaving its large size of home, to help the Earth to turn to an awareness and higher dimension. As you know, the coming to Earth at this time, we enter into the life of the third dimension. We lost our memory of who we are, and in the new, we begin to remember, to helping life to remember who they really are, too. With more perception, you can see more clearly in itself. What can be revealed is where you are still connected. The addiction is really a subset of fear. It is the fear of loss. The addiction brings up results control issues as well as the correction. The attachment may be related to a person, a pet, a way of being, a result, or a way you think things should be, including how it should be the new. So, be aware that you are attached, imbue it with love and gently release it, and trust that all is in divine order. When we let go of attachments, we are really able to love more. There is really lost. It is a perception based on separation. With an expanding consciousness, there is an opportunity to break away from the old view of separation of us and them, homeless person A, The person in prison and others who you perceive as less or more than you, are all its aspects. This is unit. There is no separation in the new. There is only the recognition that we are all a part of another. We are one. We are connected through love. The truth. While we can make different choices than others do and every being has experiences and unique gifts, we are one. Being one is not to keep the judgment or fear. It is recognized that although each person has their own path in life, we are all connected in love. This eclipse portal also showed us that there is a perception of a great extent between the old and the new. We can see the old world as being polarized and, however, this is a perception. Your perceptions change, while the beliefs that you are connected, no. When you expand, your perceptions change. All perceptions are really an extension of what you keep inside you. When you expand, so their perceptions. Be an observer, detached and see everything with love. What can claim as true, cannot be true for everyone. It depends on the awareness, perception and attachments of each. Understand that sometimes a person may feel that it must be right in order to win. The person evolving understands that there is no such thing as being right and that there is this thing to win. For to win, there must be a loser. And to be sure, one must be wrong. Having to be right in order to win is actually the old separate self. The only goal for the evolving being is love and continue to evolve to more love. That's all. Our physical bodies are being updated through new light codes. Our physical bodies reflect what is in our emotional and mental bodies, and yet, our physical bodies seem to be experiencing the change more dramatically. This may be because for ages we believed that we were not much more than our physical bodies and many still hold this belief in themselves. We are more than our physical bodies. Much more than our emotional and mental bodies, too. We are complete universes. We are the stars and the planets. We are all in the universe. Everything in the universe is love. This is who we are. When we honor that, our very presence changes the other. Knowing who we are, in truth, it brings balance to the world. To be authentic is to be all that we are, without shame or judgment. Being authentic shines our divine presence in everything and everyone. Since we are still in transition, care as the best you can. Meditate, relax, eat and drink as healthily as I know. Remember to be outdoors and breathe deep into your heart. Get involved in inspiration. This can be to light candles, take their crystals around and create an altar in your house, or anything that inspires. My main altar has each of the elements water, fire, earth and air. For water, I have a small clay pot with crystals and purified water in it. To the fire, I have a kindle. For the land, I have sage, and into the air, I have feathers. My altar is a place of worship and focus. As new beings are divine creator. Every thought and feeling create. We hold more light and are more powerful now. We know that abundance is who we are. It is not out of us. Nothing is outside of us, because we create what is within us. As we grow in consciousness, our thoughts and feelings are refined, and so our world. As above, so below. As it is inside, so it is abroad. When we expand as love, our self-esteem increases and resplendescemos in our authenticity. Love affects every aspect of our, and as we evolve, our light shine, affecting everyone. We do this through the mental projection, but being who we are. The rest happens spontaneously and naturally. When we recognize ourselves as essence, we must not continue to seek external tools to evolve, because everything we need is within us. We are the ones for which we were expecting